I mean, at the end of the day, mining is the backbone of the whole Bitcoin ecosystem, right? And if mining isn't around, then Bitcoin isn't around.
So when it comes to cryptocurrency mining, we're here to talk about an alternative way to raise capital through the mining operation method. Zac is joining me today. Zac, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
So we have a slightly interesting concept when it comes to mining that you were discussing today at the Multi-Blockchain Summit. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about potentially this new route that people didn't necessarily know was available?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So right now, the whole mining game is all cash. And for a very infrastructure-based business, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So what we're seeing is a real need for financial products and vehicles where institutions can come in, public companies can come in and get exposure to this, but through something that's familiar to them. And we believe that's going to be securitized bonds, where we can go to the bond market, which is pretty much a total mess right now, and offer consistent yield that's fully insured, so very low risk as well. And when you're raising that much capital through these debt instruments, that's where you get the really cheap energy. That's where you get the really efficient operations. And that's where you can provide that really consistent return. So I think we're going to see a really big change in the next 2 years with mining, just based on these vehicles being created where real debt can enter the space.
And I think we are seeing a shift in the way that people approach cryptocurrency mining. I think throughout 2019 there obviously was a dip in prices, and there was the question of whether or not mining was even profitable. So this kind of counteracts that question in theory, because it's something you're hedging what you already have, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, mining is the backbone of the whole Bitcoin ecosystem, right? And if mining isn't around, then Bitcoin isn't around. So at some level it has to be profitable, but the question becomes, how efficient is your operation? How low cost of power can you access? So that's why with these debt instruments, that's where you really can access that. The biggest miners in the world, they're not really worried about unprofitability, because at the end of the day, they know the people that aren't as efficient and don't have as cheap a power, they're the ones who become unprofitable. Right now we're seeing about 4 to 5 cents a kilowatt hour being kind of where you need to be competitive. I think in the next 2 years it'll go down to 3, and then eventually it'll get down to really, can you partner with energy companies and use their excess energy, help them optimize their production, and I think that is where we see it going.
And you've mentioned energy consumption then, and we kind of have to talk about it because they do go hand in hand, and we are seeing that, especially recently, we are getting a lot of environmentalists that come out and say, raise the concerns that they have. How does that go hand in hand?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously mining is a very energy intensive business, and I totally understand the concerns about using a lot of energy, but I think the one issue that I have is that energy is very imbalanced and it's not discussed at all. There's a massive amount of excess energy based on the need for peak demand. So when it gets really hot out and everybody cranks up their AC and gigawatts of power go online at once, these massive energy producers have to be ready for that, which means they have a ton of energy sitting idle about 99% of the time. Because if they don't meet that, then that's what blackouts are, and that's a big deal. So approaching these energy companies in Houston, Texas, where we're based, we're seeing that there's hundreds of megawatts of energy that are just completely wasted. And these are renewable sources too. So with mining, it's a very direct balance of the grid, because unlike a traditional data center that's hosting a website, when you turn off those computers, the website goes down. When you turn off miners, you just stop making Bitcoin. So we're able to basically partner with energy companies and curtail our load when they need the energy back to supply to the grid, which is perfect grid stability, and it makes renewable energies cost effective enough to justify using at scale, because now you're not worried about the variability of energy. If the wind isn't blowing, you're not making wind power. If the sun's not out, but that direct consumption 24/7, that gives ability to really make renewables effective and efficient.
And I also want to touch on the Bitcoin halving, which we're seeing around May 2020. I think it's 88 days around now to date until that takes place. How are you expecting that to impact maybe demand for this business?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the halving is a huge representation of Bitcoin scarcity, right? And every 4 years, for the next 120 years until the last Bitcoin is mined, it's going to happen. And every 4 years, institutions, companies, investors, just people in general are going to understand the scarcity, because it's going to be harder to get. It's going to be harder to mine. And I think we're going to see a huge demand increase because of these debt instruments and that awareness that this is a scarce asset. And if you're looking at this whole inflated cash society right now, people are really looking for a solution where they have a portable investment that actually appreciates. And I think mining through these vehicles, people are going to understand, okay, this is something that's consistent. This isn't going anywhere. Bitcoin's not dead, right? You're able to produce yields very consistently. And I think these halving events are just that showcase of this is a scarce asset. This is going to become harder to obtain. This is going to be harder to mine. And these institutions are just going to flood into it.
Well, Zac, thank you so much for sharing your insights today. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That's all for myself and Zac. We'd love to hear how you found this segment, so share your thoughts in the comments below.